Okay, so I'm getting ready to do the starter upgrade on my Wildcat X. It's 2014 model. And I just thought I would try to document the procedure and talk a little bit about it. It seems like there's, a lot of people that don't really know about it and don't understand it if they do read about it, because the information kind of comes in bits and pieces. I haven't really seen it compiled anywhere. Most of my information came from the Wildcat Riders Facebook page. A lot of great information and people on there. Basically what can happen. So this is your cover for your starter gears and your flywheel and the stator. But you got your starter, and then there's a gear, starter gear, another starter gear somewhere along in here, I guess, and then you got your flywheel with a big starter gear and a one-way clutch on it. And the boss that's cast into the aluminum case for this starter gear around in here is bad for braking, and then your starter gear kicks out of the way, quits engaging, grinds the teeth off. And basically after that happens, you either have to try to fix your case or replace the case, which means pulling the engine, splitting the cases. It's expensive. It's kind of a big deal. So Arctic Cat came out with an updated starter, which has a different amount of teeth and different size teeth, I believe, on the starter, and you also get a new starter gear, and I'll show all that when I get in there. But regardless, you buy the starter upgrade kit. It comes with a starter, comes with a new starter drive gear, and then what took me a little bit longer to figure out is that people are saying that you definitely need to replace the one-way clutch as well, which is behind the flywheel. So that means you need a flywheel puller. And so I'll show you all the part numbers I have and everything. First of all, I'll kind of go over. So see, I think the Wildcat 1000 came out in 2012. Anyway, they were 70 some odd horsepower. And so then in 2013 and a half, they changed it to the X model. And these were I think advertised as like 90 plus horsepower. And so basically they upped the compression. I think they probably changed the cams. It got a dry clutch versus the wet clutch that the 1000 had, but it's the same basic engine. Probably something different in the ECU as well. But so anyway, apparently those didn't have a lot of problem with starter kickback. And what happens is these things are real choppy idling, so you'll either start it and it'll idle for a second and die when it's, and then what also happens is the starter clutch, one-way clutch, can get wear, and when you shut it off you'll hear a clunk, and that's also, every time you hear that, it's kind of beating on those starter gears in there. And that's from the engine. It'll be part way up on a compression stroke, and you'll either have shut it off or it'll have died. And when it kicks back, that's when it's trying to spin the starter backwards, and it's a lot of force, and the case just has a hard time handling it with the X engine and the up compression and all that. So now, to my knowledge, in 2015, and the 2015 got an updated case. They beefed it up around the starter gear boss in there that breaks most often, and I guess that wasn't taking care of all the issues, so they came out with this starter upgrade kit, and which comes with the new starter and the new starter gear. And that I believe it also changes the gearing between the starter and the crankshaft. And anyway, it does that, and then it has more coarse teeth that are stronger, so it doesn't chip teeth like the stock setup can do. So regardless, after 2016, you don't have to do this. They're all from 2016 and 2018. They're all updated. You don't have to worry about it. 2015, I'm gonna guess you're probably still gonna want to put the starter gears in and one-way clutch, if you want to be as safe as you can. I know some guys that have not done this update, but I see a lot of busted cases and I just don't trust it not to do it. So I've got all the stuff here and I'm gonna update mine. And like I said, from 2012 to 2013 and a half, I don't think they really had this issue because of the lower compression and stuff. So, but anyway, here's what all I have for this. So here's your Arctic Cat starter motor update. You can see the part number 0825-032. Comes with a brand new starter motor, a new starter idler gear, magneto cover gasket, which is rolled around this drum here, and instructions for installation. And then this right here is the brand new Arctic Cat starter clutch, 0802-035. There are cheap ones out there for like $30 or $40. This one is not cheap. It's somewhere around 140 bucks. But I didn't trust it. I figured I better go with, you know, a name brand one, and so hopefully I won't have any trouble. But there's the updated starter. Now this is my puller. I got it off eBay. I think it was about $30 or $35. And actually there's a name and part number. Posse Tools, pp.1. And you want to get one that comes with this crank protector. And this is the Arctic Cat part number, 0444-254. So you can cross any pullers that will cross with that number, you can use. So anyway, that's pretty much all you need. It's not super cheap, but it's worth the peace of mind to me. So I'm going to try to show you how it's done. We'll get started. So before I begin, you can see I removed the bolt out of the top part of the shock, and I've got it supported on a jack stand down here. This is a 13 millimeter and that's a 17. And it's real easy just to swing the shock back out of the way. I've still got it connected at the bottom. That gives you full front access to the cover there. So first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the starter, and then that's a 10 millimeter. Alright, I've got everything loose for the starter. The two bolts that hold the starter in are T30, the same as what holds this case in or on. And the starter's kind of a pain to get at. You can't really see what you're doing back in there. I used a 1/4 inch swivel ratchet, small extension, so it can be done. It's just kind of time consuming, and you can't really see. So I think I've got the plugs loose for the stator, and they're pretty dirty inside, so I'll clean them up before I put them back on. I've cleaned around this case, you know, I washed it all off before I brought it in here. It's still dusty. You just want it clean as you can get it. I did wash the engine off. I didn't pressure wash real good, but now we're ready to pull the cover. Alright, our cover should be loose. Here it comes. Of course, it's dripping some oil, which I expected. I got a small drain pan, but looks like the skid plate probably gonna get most of it.